Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy, and today I am memory planning the first week of January in my brand new Erin Condren. This is the neutral vertical Erin Condren, and I'm using this gorgeous kit called Fall in Love from Goldmine and CoCo. I remember this fall when Felicia released this kit, I knew immediately that I wanted to use it for the first week of January. And I'm also using this gorgeous ink pen from Goldmine and CoCo that just happens to match the same color of the kit. I'm gonna lay Talia down. The reason I wanted to use this kit for the first week of January is because it just looked like Talia was walking out of one thing and into something else, and that's truly how I feel about 2018. Was one of the years of my life I'll never forget, and I am looking forward to the beauty of 2019. And so that's why I wanted to use this kit for this particular week. I went in with the quote box from the kit that says fall madly in love with yourself, in the thankful thought box, and I think it's just such a beautiful statement. I also used a piece of washi from the kit and used a little foot from the honeybee shop because I really do like to track my steps in the sidebar. Even though I hadn't been doing that great with my steps, I still like to track them because it does encourage me to, number one, remember to wear my Fitbit, which I don't have on today, and number two is to make sure I am working hard to get a minimum of 10,000 steps a day. So then I went in with date covers, and I used the date numbers are from, I think, One Country Girl or something like that. I've had those for a really long time. I went in with another piece of washi and then laid down the script lettering that says wash clothes, along with the little boots are from Elaine Michelle Studios, as well as that script wash clothes is from Elaine Michelle Studios. And I needed to pack for Atlanta because we would be gone for 9 days, and so I did get all the packing done. That little asterisk you see me put in there, you will see a bunch of those kind of spread throughout the entire week, and that is because I have a bunch of stickers from the Happy Planner that I'm just trying to use, and they just kind of filled in a bunch of blanks for me, which I thought was cool. Then I put down a full box, and over it I wrote Target Run because I needed a bunch of little last minute things that I didn't really have to travel with, so I kind of picked those up. And then I wrote down that I checked into my flight, called and checked on Blackberry, and then I also put in an order for a lift. But before I did that, I put down a little piece of washi and a to-do list, the word to-do script, and that is from a Paper Ella story. At the bottom of Tuesday, I wanted to put the full box down first, and then went back up the top, put down some washi and another to-do from a Paper Ella story. Before I left to go to town, I wanted to make sure that all the trash was out. We didn't want to come home to no accidents. And I also wanted to make sure that the entire house was vacuumed. And that way, that would mean that my floor was free from clutter. And then I took a lift to the airport, and we flew from Nashville, BNA, to Atlanta, ATL. And I just started at the airport filming everything that I ate while I was on my trip. And that video is already live. So if you want to take a look at that, I will link it in the description box below, as well as a card up here. You can take a look at that. And then we had a team dinner at this restaurant called Marlowe's Tavern. I had some eggplant tempura there, and it was so delicious. That little soup bowl is from Paper and Glam. Then I went in with a half box over the full box because I filmed myself setting up my room, but that footage is completely gone off my SD card. I'm so bummed because my room, I made it so comfortable, and I unpacked within the first hour of checking in, and I really think that made a huge difference for my week. Both of those little camera stickers are from Elaine Michelle Studios as well. I will have everything linked in the description box below for you guys, as well as any coupon codes I have for you. And then I got a work label from Little Miss Papery, and for Wednesday, and I wrote down that I worked from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. because that was the only way I really had to track my time, was just keep it in my planner per day. And that particular day was our setup, so I worked on posters all day and badges. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but I just want you to understand that I worked my hind parts off. But it was a really good day. My coworker John and I went over to the Peach Tree Center, and we had Moe's Southwestern Grill, I think is what it's called. And I had tofu tacos, and they were pretty dang good. So I definitely wanted to mark that down. You're gonna see this week I wrote down pretty much everything I ate as well as film it, because I was so grateful to be able to have so many vegan options. Later on that day, I had an email from the Rachel Cruz show. They wanted to do a telephone interview to see if I was a good candidate to be a guest on her show. Spoiler alert, I did get the gig, as the folks say. So I was able to be a guest on her show, and I will link that for you in the card as well as the description box below. We went to this restaurant called the Big Kahuna at the end of the day, and I was Jonda, her son, Melissa, and I just had a terrible dinner. That dinner was so bad. You guys, you really should go over and watch my what I ate while I was traveling video, because I can't believe that they served that. It was like, okay, you only even try if a person eats meat. Like, it was so bad. I'm one of those vegans that get irritated if all I have to order is a salad. Yes, I am. I flipped over and went on to Thursday, the second part of the week, and put down all of the date covers. And for some reason, I didn't film the part of me putting down anything else for the beginning of that day. I worked from 9 to 9 that day because it was a late start. My coworker and I went to Sway restaurant in the hotel and had breakfast. And you guys, I swear to you, I had the best oatmeal I've ever eaten. Like, that oatmeal made me like oatmeal, and so now I'm just like always trying to find ways to cook oatmeal. It was so good. I put down a piece of washi, another to-do sticker, and said that I worked on registration all day, because that was a major deal. Registration was no joke. And the little placemat with the breakfast as well as the burger and cup are from Paper and Glam. And that night for dinner, I just had a vegan burger brought to me by DoorDash, and it was delicious. And then on Friday, we had another long day. I also got paid, which meant nothing because I was so busy, which is what I wrote. I was like, I was so busy. My title at my new company is exhibit manager, and there was just a little bit of drama going on the exhibit hall that my manager asked me to kind of look into. But she was definitely the point person, but she wanted me just to kind of gather the information for you. So it was a little bit of drama. Anyway, for lunch, I ate with my team, and I heard a lecture on artificial intelligence. The food was better than the lecture from my perspective, but I think everybody else enjoyed the lecture more than the food. That night, I ordered DoorDash again, and I got tacos from Taco Cantina, and it was delicious, you guys. It was a mushroom and cauliflower taco with pickled red onion. And so, even to me, reading the description, it didn't sound appealing. I just wanted some vegetables. But you guys, that stinking taco was one of the best things I've eaten in a long time. That taco was so good. And so, anyway, moving on to Saturday. Don't think because it was Saturday, I didn't have to work, because I did. I worked from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. and I worked everywhere. I was in headquarters, I was in registration, I had to go back to the exhibit hall, and then I even had to take tickets at the door for an event. So it was a very busy day. My boss wanted me to get a good feel of everything so that I would kind of understand the work that I do, which was great because everything became much more clear to me. So I'm so grateful that she actually did that. It was kind of like, what is happening at first, but now it's like, oh, so everything that we were doing before we left absolutely makes sense to me now. And then on Saturday, I also had lunch with my team again, and I actually got to hear a Nobel laureate speak. I don't know what he was talking about, but I heard him. So That lunch that day was pretty good as well. Once I got back to my hotel room, I ordered DoorDash, and I got some more tacos from the restaurant I had the night before because it was just so super good. And then our whole team had team game night at the main hotel. I was staying in one of the smaller hotels because I didn't want to be at the main hotel. So luckily, my boss let me choose. And so for some reason, this is what had happened. When I was leaving out of my hotel room to go to game night, I met Jesse Jackson. So on my floor, he gets off the elevator, and I met him, said hello, no big deal. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's Jesse Jackson. He's a beautiful man. And then I didn't write that down, but I wrote it down later because I was like, how could you not write it down, Tracy? But I did want you guys to know that that little thing happened to me, and I thought it was pretty cool. Sunday, y'all see them hours? It did not stop. Okay, it didn't stop. I worked from 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. That's the kind of day it was. I did film and Get Ready With Me, but once again, it's not on my SD card, and I'm so bummed because it was really good. Also, Sunday, the second conference began. Oh no, I didn't just do one conference. We did two. And the second conference was at actually the smaller hotel that I was staying in, which is why I chose to stay in that hotel because I knew we would end in that hotel. Then, before the second conference began, we went over to the Peachtree Center, and I honestly had the worst lunch I've ever eaten. It was terrible. Then that night for dinner, we went to the restaurant called Sundial that was in the Westin Hotel, and it's on the 72nd floor. The views was mesmerizing, you guys, and we had a clear view of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That night view in Atlanta was just stunning. And I wrote down that I had dinner with Gwen and Julia. Gwen is my manager, and Julia is the assistant manager. And I've spoken about Jonda a couple of times already in this Plan With Me. I tell them almost every day, and I hope it's not getting weird for them, but I'm so beyond grateful to be working with them, to have met them. I tell them all the time how much I like them, how special I think they are, and I just am so grateful to be working with them. So that particular night, Julia, Gwen, and I got to know each other a little bit better. Julia and Gwen have been friends for many, many years, so they know each other very well. But, I'm new, so they don't know me that well. And it was just a blessing to be working there. And I didn't want to forget that conversation. So anyway, the washi I put down just doesn't go with the kit. I don't love this washi choice, but it's the only thing that I had and thought that it would not take away from the kit. So that's why I put it down, because I did want something to anchor the bottom of this spread. So this is what I had. Both of these washis came in a roll from Michaels. So they're just some little regular Michaels washi that I had that I thought would go okay. This kit was so beautiful. I'm not sure if Fee has any more in the shop because they did sell pretty fast. But like I said before, I'll link them if this particular kit is still in there. And that is everything that happened the first week of January. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye, beautiful.